Good morning and welcome. My name is Ramanda Noble Watson. I am the Director of Communication and Public Relations with the South Carolina High School League. And it is a pleasure to welcome you into the 2025 Lacrosse State Finalist Press Conferences. Just bear with me 1 minute. I'm having a few technical difficulties here. Okay, there we go. Once again, my name is Ramanda Noble Watson. I am the Director of Communications and Public Relations with the South Carolina High School League. We are here with our 2025 Girls Lacrosse State Finalist participants for this press conference, which is sponsored by 988, the Suicide and Crisis Line. With us this morning, we have coaches and players from classes 4A, 5A Division One, and 5A Division Two. Unfortunately, Dr. Singleton cannot be with us today, but he sends congratulations and safe travels as you come to Irmo, South Carolina. And now let's meet our teams. First, from Class 4A, we have Oceanside Collegiate Academy, who is coached by Ashley McCullough. Coach McCullough, please introduce us to your student athletes.
Yes, thank you for having us. This is Caden Clark, a senior attacker to my right, and then to my left is Tegan Scott, a senior midfielder.
Thank you so much, Coach. And they will face off against Bishop England High School, where Jeff Weiner is the coach. Coach, introduce us to your student athletes, please.
Okay, to my left is Piper Hamrick, my goalie, and to my right is a defender, Kira Tyler.
Thank you so much, Coach. And now we are going to meet our Class 5A Division One participants. We have Spartanburg High School, who is coached by Aubrey Lauderdale. Coach Lauderdale, your student athletes, please.
Yes, this is Jennifer Barnica, a senior and one of our captains. And then this is Evers Morris, a junior and one of our attack players.
Thank you so much. And they're going to be going against Lexington High School with Tiffany Torto. My apologies, Tiffany Tortorello. I think that's right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Coach, please introduce us to your student athletes.
This is Emerson Clamp. She's my senior captain goalie. And this is Izzy Seville. She's my senior mid, and she's a captain as well.
Thank you so very much. And finally, we are going to meet our Class 5A Division Two participants. And we are going to start with Lacey Beckham High School, coached by Vanessa Southworth. Coach Southworth, your athletes, please.
Good morning. I have on my left, this is senior midfielder and captain Abby Butler. And on my left, I have junior midfielder and captain Ileana Kane.
Thank you so much. And finally, they'll go against Fort Mill High School, coached by Kirsten Terry. Coach Terry, your athletes, please.
Good morning. I have junior midfielder Molly Bennett and senior goalie Emery Dev.
Thank you so much. And now that we've met our press conference participants, let's get going. And we will begin with each coach giving us a brief summary of how they matriculated to these state finals. And we will begin with our 5A Division Two. And Coach Southworth, you're up first.
Hi, thank you. Thanks again for having us. We're really excited. We've been working as a team since, September in the weight room to get ourselves prepared for this. We have a lot of returners from last year, but a lot of new faces. And it's just been a lot of hard work getting us to come together as a team, playing a tougher schedule where there were some, big opponents that got us prepared for big games and getting us to a point where we feel confident. I have two great leaders that have been in a state championship game before by my side with a little bit of that experience, but bringing along, some of the newcomers and younger kids and just, again, great leadership, but a lot of hard work and grit throughout the season to get us here for Saturday.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach. And we're going to hear from Coach Terry at Fort Mill now to tell us how did Fort Mill make it to these state finals?
Yeah, so obviously our captains really came along this year with leadership on and off of the field. They hang out outside of practice. They come to practice. They're always excited to be together. And it just all seemed to fall into place, playing a really hard schedule out of the Charlotte teams, North Carolina teams that are primarily a little harder than some teams in our area. So just preparing for what could be the end of our season and just keep going.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. And so just sit back a little bit as we move to our 4A coaches. And Coach Weiner, you're up first.
Okay, we had to replace like 3/4 of my starters from last year, which was a little tough in the beginning. We started out a little slow, but again, I think we had a little tougher schedule in the beginning to kind of point out what our areas needed to be worked on, and then kind of left it to my captains to get the team together. Uh, and they did a really good job of trying to introduce and uh, integrate all these new players into, some of them I only had 3 returners, but even of the returners, some of them didn't play where they were playing last year. So
Right.
it was basically a whole new team, and we needed a lot of work, more socially, actually, necessarily than physically. So, and they did a really good job. So I'm surprised I'm here, but here we are.
We welcome you to state finals. Coach McCullough from Oceanside. Oceanside.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we're really excited to be here. I think, I took over the program 4 years ago, and these girls have been with me, these seniors. So it's a really special year for us. We have a lot of talented players, and I think this whole season we've just been like playing at a really high level. We play tough games that get us ready, and we're just really excited. I think everything's clicking as we come into the playoffs here. So, yeah, really excited for tomorrow.
All right, and safe travels for sure. And so finally, we'll hear from our coaches in the 5A Division One classification, and we will start with Coach Lauderdale at Spartanburg.
Yes, thank you for having us. I want to start by shouting out one of our assistant coaches, Lainey Graves. She's been a huge part in this and refocusing us and getting us ready for this year. I think for us, we knew we could make it last year. It ended in heartbreak. We returned 19 or 20 players to our varsity roster. Have one freshman that made the team this year, so we're very upperclassmen heavy. We knew we could do it. We knew we wouldn't go undefeated, and here late in the season, they've done exactly what they needed to do to get us to this point.
All right, thank you, Coach. And finally, we'll hear from Coach Tortorello.
There you go. Yeah, so this season has been a lot of firsts for Lexington Lacrosse. We've had a very tough schedule. We've had a lot of great games that showed pretty much growth throughout the program, but also the season. Ever since last year ended, that last year was my first year as the head coach, and the girls last year and going into this year pretty much put in a lot of work in the off season. From the time we finished playoffs around last year to basically where we're at today, they put a lot of work in off the field. Team culture that my assistant coach Steve Wilgeroth and I have focused on to kind of build the girls up and make sure that they've got confidence, but also that they're seeing their full potential that they may not see themselves. We try to bring out the best in all of them and try to push them to succeed, and they've done awesome so far. So we're looking forward to this weekend.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. And so now that we know how the overall scheme of how the team matriculated to the state finals, we're going to go on to our student athletes, and we're actually going to stay with our student athletes from 5A Division One. But we'll start with Spartanburg, and this is for Evers. How has your team motivated themselves throughout the season?
Well, at Spartanburg, we have a really big community of parents, of fans. We have 2 coaches, Aubrey Lauderdale and Lainey Graves, that are just independent and capable and strong, smart women. And when you have so many people around you that believe in you, it's impossible not to believe in yourself. And we just have a roster full of girls that we all want to be there. We all want to succeed, and we know we can do it together.
All right. And so, Jennifer, as a senior, this is your final time playing with this team. Reflecting on your season, what are some moments that make this season and this team special to you?
I feel like this season it has been very different compared to my other seasons because I feel like us as a team, like we've honestly like we know that we were all capable of going to the state championship. But I feel like this year, like we've just like we've all had the same mentality. And like I'm really happy for all of our team to have that same mentality, and then we've all like just wanted this, and I'm really happy that like as my last year, like it's gonna happen.
Congratulations again. And so just sit back. I'm going to come back to you all towards the end. But for now, we're going to go to your opponents in Lexington. And so, Izzy, I'm going to start with you. This is a question that came from Thomas Grant with the New Irmo News. His question is, how has playing other sports like basketball helped you in lacrosse, and what was the biggest adjustment from sport to sport?
I would say the biggest thing that has helped me play both sports is just having the IQ. Basketball and lacrosse are really honestly very similar.
Okay.
Setting picks, moving all the time with running, and then working as a team, passing the ball. I think it's just honestly helped me. I think basketball is the most similar sport to lacrosse, so I think that has been very useful from basketball to lacrosse and vice versa. But I would say the biggest adjustment is probably the different stamina. Basketball is very quick back and forth, while lacrosse is more you have to run a lot longer for longer time. So that's definitely the biggest adjustment.
Oh, I'm sure. And timeouts probably too.
Yes.
And for Emerson, what about this team and this program will you remember most once you graduate?
Well, I'm gonna definitely remember like just my teammates. They're always uplifting. They're on my side. They know when I get in my head, so they can easily get me out of it. And then we're they're just all my best friends. So like we're always hanging out outside of the just outside of lacrosse and just we're always there for each other. So we know how to work with each other and get each other ready for the game.
Right. Right. Thank you so much, ladies, for those answers. And so we're going to talk now with our 4A classification, and we're going to start with Bishop England and Kira. There are a lot of new faces, as your coach mentioned, on this team after graduating so many from a year ago. How has the team bonded and improved over the year to be able to advance to the state final with so many new players?
I think we've adjusted beautifully, and definitely, as Jeff said in the beginning, it was hard with a bunch of new faces, but as we kept going and we had tough games, like, and just having fun with each other, and our overnight really helped us and bond, and just like those bus rides, um, I think really all bonded us to have each other's backs and really support each other and just lead us to where we are right now. And we know that even though we're all new, we're all still one team and we're here together, and we wouldn't be able to do anything without the team that we have today.
All right. And so, excuse me, so Piper, what has been the best memory outside of state championship, of course, of your time at Bishop England?
I'd say my favorite memory is our bus rides. We usually have a speaker on the bus that when we get close to where we're going to play, we blast music and we hype each other up, and it really helps us get in the right mental space. Like Kira said, a lot of our players are new, so it's another way for us to bond. And I think it makes our bond on the field just that much stronger. So it's really fun, riding the bus there, riding the bus back with, our best friends.
All right. Thank you so much. So now let's hear from your opponents at Oceanside. And this goes to Tegan. What would you say has been the biggest improvement you've seen in this team over the course of the year?
Yeah, so obviously, we're a pretty upperclassmen heavy team.
Mhm.
So being able to all come together and succeed and keep playing to the highest standard that we can play at, while also motivating some of the younger girls, has definitely increased throughout this school year and this season. And yeah, I think we're peaking just at the right time, and I'm excited for tomorrow.
All right. And so, Kaden, I'm going to ask you a similar question. What is your favorite memory from this season?
Kind of just being all together and being with my favorite people like every single day and all getting to play a sport that we love. And the fact that we've come this far and now we get to finish the job after putting in all this work for the past 4 years is like really exciting. And getting like the younger kids motivated also. And like, yeah, we're pretty excited.
All right. I'm excited to see all the teams play on Friday and Saturday. So finally, we're going to hear from our athletes from Class 5A Division II, and we're going to begin. Let's begin with Fort Mill High School in Mali. What does it mean to you and this team to be playing for a state championship? And how has it prepared you for the moment?
Yeah, I think that this team has a lot of grit, and we all tell each other all the time that like we play for each other. And I mean, I know that I'm super grateful to come back to the state championship after last year. So I think everyone just like has the winning mindset, and we're all really getting into that mental state.
All right. And so, Emery, what do you think defines this particular team's identity, and how has it carried you to this moment of playing in the state finals?
I would say that our team, the thing that defines us would be our unity. We work so well together, on and off the field. We're always hanging out. We're always celebrating every single little success. If it was a ground ball, a goal, a cause turnover, no matter what, we celebrate it. And I think that's really brought us together to become a closer team, closer than ever, and led us into making it to states.
All right. Thank you so much. So lastly, and thank you for your patience, Lucy Beckham, I'm going to come to you, and we're going to start with Ileana. Did I get that correct? Second, let's see. Um, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, again.
Okay, so I got that right, Ileana? All right. What has been your team's biggest success this season?
I think some of our biggest successes is being able to come out of really competitive games, no matter the outcome, and to go back to practice and learn from them and continue to want to get better. And I think that really has made us proud and be able to come to the place where we are today.
All right. And so, Abby, talk about what it would mean for you and your teammates to win the state championship.
Yeah, what it would mean to us is for the seniors, it would definitely mean a lot. We went 2 years ago, wasn't the outcome that we wanted, and the grit that we have built this year is one of the best I think we've had in my 4 years of lacrosse here. And what it would mean to us is just um, the atmosphere we've just built has really wanted us to go to the state championship. It would mean I can't think of the word. It would just mean everyone would be very grateful to bring a gold trophy back here.
All right. Thank you so much. You came up with the words great. That sounded good to me. So before we get to the fun part of the press conference, at least what I like to say is the fun part, I do have one additional question for Coach Torello. And this one is from Thomas Grant with the New Airmo News. Coach, he wants to know, at what point could you see the program turn the corner from the upstart to a state contender?
I would say once we started having success against harder teams that we've never really had in the past, just the different wins that we were able to come together and fight as a team for. There's been a lot of games that the girls were tired, and their mental toughness has pushed them through it, which is something that I've been focusing a lot with them on this season. So I think just once we saw that we can hang out with the other big teams in the state, and that the girls can pretty much do anything they put their mind to. But like I've always told them, the only ones that are gonna stop us is ourselves. The sky's the limit for them. So I think just seeing the level of play and how they've succeeded in the beginning of the season to the middle of the season is when we all realized, okay, we all want the same goal, we all have the same mindset, and that's where I said the only thing stopping us at this point.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And as I promised you all before we started, we were going to have a little fun as we, after we finish letting the viewers know how you all got to the state finals. So this is the fun part. During the press conferences, I always like to just dig into who do we have playing on the field on Friday and Saturday. And so we're going to ask the coach a question, and we're going to ask our student athletes a question. And so we're going to start with the coaches. And this is one of the questions I normally ask student athletes, but I was curious this year what the coaches have to say. And with that, it is, what is your pregame go-to meal? So coaches, think about it. The coaches that's going to go last have a little more time. So we're going to start with 5A Division II. And so let me see who the one. Okay, I'll start with Coach Southworth.
All right.
What is your pregame go-to meal?
I feel like it's pretty standard, maybe like pasta party type, but I love a big bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. There's nothing like it. And Caesar salad. You gotta have some Caesar salad in there too. I love that. So, but good pregame dinner meal for sure.
All right. And Coach Terry?
I don't know. I don't think I have really a pregame meal. Usually the day of the game, I don't want to eat because I'm a little nervous, but We
Do you
pushed
eat
so
afterwards? Is there something that you once the games are over, hey, I need to have this.
Probably my rice cups. Rice-A-Roni, the best.
Rice-A-Roni, I agree. Rice-A-Roni is the best. All right, so let's go to Coach Weiner and class 4A at Bishop England.
Yeah, similar to Kirsten. I don't eat a whole lot before. I do eat a lot based on my physique, but I like pepperoni pizza after the game.
Pepperoni pizza can't go wrong with that. Coach McCullough, what do we
Yeah.
have?
So it started in college, but I still tend to like it. But I love a plain bagel that I put peanut butter on and I slice a banana, and that's my go-to.
Okay, you put the banana on the bagel.
Correct. Yes.
All right. All right. So we're going to find out from our 5A Division One coaches. You had a little time to think about it. Coach Lauderdale.
Our pregame tradition right now is bagels and cream cheese and fruit. So I eat whatever the team eats if
Okay.
I'm able to eat before a game. And that's usually how it goes.
All right. Bring us home, Coach Tortorello.
Well, you can't have that last name and not like Italian food.
I'm
So
sure.
I'd say our pregame like team dinners that we've done with like anything with fettuccine Alfredo, or
Okay.
anything like that. Typically afterwards, if we have a big win, we like to all go as a team to like Mexican, or something along those lines. So I'd say anything Italian or Mexican food.
All right. Thank you, coaches. Now, players, you know what your coach is eating before they come out to give you their pregame talk. All right. So, athletes, it's your turn. And your question this year is if you could trade places with your favorite professional athlete, who would it be? It can be your favorite athlete. And we'll go to Lucy Beckham. So, let's go to Abby first.
Um, I don't really have a favorite athlete, but I think watching my friends do cheer, I would love to do like flips and just tumbling. So Simone Biles in like the Olympics, just flipping and tumbling out of ease and not like hurting after.
All right. Ileana.
I would say Jalen Hurts on the Eagles, just because they just won a championship ring. So I love him sing.
Okay, if you must. He's in a division with my favorite team, but okay, I'll let you have it. And from Fort Mill, let's go to Molly.
I would probably say like Chloe Humphrey. I have like an obsession with her right now. Or like Paige Beckers, who plays basketball. So
All right. And Emery?
I would kind of go with Molly with the basketball thing, maybe LaMelo Ball or something.
Oh,
I'm very short, so it would be cool to be that tall and be that good at basketball.
I bet, I bet. All right, we're going to go up to our 4A participants now, and we'll start with Oceanside and Tegan.
I think that I would go with Michael Jordan in his peak. You know, he just like had so much like swag and confidence, and
All right.
I really admire that.
That's pretty cool. All right, Kaden.
I would go with Caitlin Clark just because she's influenced women's sports like immensely in the past like 2 years, and I think having that kind of to say about yourself would be insane, like the impact that she's had.
Absolutely. All right, going to your opponents in Bishop England. Piper, who are we trading places with and why?
I don't have a favorite athlete necessarily, but I think I would love to try field hockey. It seems pretty similar to lacrosse, in a sense, and I think it would just be fun to get out there and score, you know.
All right. So, Kira, who's your favorite athlete and why?
I think I'd say Simone Biles as well, just because she's such a powerful woman and all that she's accomplished is really inspiring. And she just seems to never quit and always wants more for herself. And I can relate to that as well.
All right. So, thank you. So, finally, the players from 5A Division One, we will start with Spartanburg. And let's start with Evers.
I would say Izzy Skane. She played at Northwestern, and I suffered an ACL injury that took me out my freshman season. And during that whole process, I loved watching her. Her comeback story was amazing. She inspired me that the comeback's bigger than the setback.
That's right. Always. And that's in everything you do. And Jennifer.
I would say Messi. I know he plays soccer, but just seeing him play and he's like 40 or something like that. Like I just see him, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so dedicated, like keep on going. Like I know I'm still like 18, but like he's just insane.
It's okay. Hey, it's good that he's able to play when he's 40. All right, so we're going to close out our questions with Lexington and Emerson.
I'm gonna say Charlotte North because she has those insane shots, and being a goalie, you don't get to take shots. So
Right.
I think that would be really cool and fun just to be able to actually score.
All right, and finally, Miss Izzy.
I would also say Caitlin Clark, just because everything she has done for women's sports, and also I think it's awesome how she can go out on the court and be unfazed by everything, and then still drop like 30 points a game. So
That's what's thank you so much, athletes. That's definitely what's good. Was fun hearing who are your favorite players or your favorite sport. Okay, so that pretty much ends our press conference. But before we close out, let's tell the viewers how they can catch you in action. All the girls lacrosse state finals, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, will be played at Irmo High School in Irmo, South Carolina. The girls' 4A contest between Bishop England and Oceanside will open the state finals this year on Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. The girls' 5A Division One matchup between Spartanburg and Lexington will be played on Saturday, May 3rd at 11 a.m. And the girls' 5A Division Two matchup between Lucy Beckham and Fort Mill will be at 3:30 on Saturday. Tickets are $15, and we encourage fans to purchase digital tickets at gofan.co. A cash option will be available at the gate. As a reminder, it's very important, there is a clear bag policy and there is no re-entry into the game into the day, I should say, without purchasing an additional ticket. All the state finals information can be found on the South Carolina High School League website at www.schsl.org. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, to our teams, to our coaches and athletes. And we thank you all for viewing our lacrosse state finals press conference. And this does conclude the press conference. Good luck to you all and see you this weekend. Safe travels.
Thank you.